You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
It all sounds like some bad movie.
So, this, however, is not an amazing documentary. It's instead of it's a sequel to Jurassic Park.
It's a sequel. It's
Now,
not even an amazing film.
I'm upset that they're cutting out part 2 and 3 because I personally feel that part 2 was the best of the 3 films.
It was the darkest.
And
That's for sure.
I thought it made the most out of the 3 of them. Out of the first 3, it was the most logical. I thought, and I thought it had the most characterization, and I thought the story arc made the most. I mean, it had the most story to it. It had the most character to it. You know.
Sure. I mean, yeah, you got Jeff Goldblum and his daughter is in there, plus Vince Vaughn they brought in. I mean,
there's shit wrong with it too. Yeah, there's shit wrong with it too, but just not as much as the first and the third.
Every one of these Jurassic films.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing the third one in a theater.
Oh God, no!
I remember seeing the third one in a theater because it came with a free movie ticket to go see it. It came with a free movie ticket to go see it because I bought the box set for Jurassic Park 1 and 2 on DVD, and it came with a free movie ticket to see Part 3. And what ended up happening was what's the name of the movie? It was the Square Enix people that do the Final Fantasy games. They made a movie. It was that animated film.
Final Fantasy.
No, it wasn't Final Fantasy. It was like Final Fantasy, but it was a real movie.
Okay.
Well, anyway, what ended up happening was they gave me 2 tickets. One to go see Jurassic Park 3, and one to go see that right after Jurassic Park by accident. So I ended up seeing 2 movies that night. One was worse than the other. Sorry about that. That was just I veered off the road and I hit a tree. I'm sorry.
And I didn't jump in front of the car. I let you go.
You really did. You should have
did.
stopped me. There are times when you should stop me, and that's one of them. There are other times when you don't. When you do stop me, it's like, what are you doing?
Oh, see, anytime I don't stop you is when I should have, and anytime I do stop you is when you think I shouldn't have.
Well, hey, it's a match made in heaven.
Next time I stop you, you're going to tell me I shouldn't have, and believe me, I should have.
That's probably true.
So, all right, so I'm already annoyed with Jurassic World because of one, they're ignoring part 2, which I liked, and 2, it's such just a remake of 1, even though it's a sequel. It's almost like Dumb and Dumber 2. It's like okay, it's the same plot. We're just doing some different stuff.
Oh yeah, what's called Final Fantasy? The Spirits Within.
Old you. The Final Fantasy people. It's Final Fantasy. No, it was a movie. Final Fantasy.
I don't know why I thought it was just called The Spirits Within, but anyway, I'm
sorry.
I interrupted you.
That was the Avatar nobody noticed. Was like, oh, it's so realistic, and everyone was like, yeah, who gives a shit?
Yeah, they spent a lot of money on that fucking thing.
Now, one of the problems with Jurassic Park, or Jurassic World, excuse me.
Yes.
Is that the film, when Jurassic Park came out, the big thing was it was like the biggest special effects film in a long time. They were doing stuff with the CGI that had never been done. It was so realistic. It's now 20 some odd years later.
Yeah.
Or 20 years later.
22 years. 22
years later. And CGI can't get any better. Avatar proved that. We're like, oh, it's the same fucking thing. We've seen this. Stop.
Yeah. So, the only thing that can get better are the artists that are utilizing it. Because as of right now, they're using the same techniques a lot of the same artistry. So it kind of, you're right. It's kind of like it's plateaued.
Yeah, it plateaued a decade ago.
Yeah, the only thing, like I just said, the only thing is if the artist is visionary, they could do something slightly different. But that's really about it.
We've all seen the fact that there were 2 sequels they don't even want to mention. It tells you how plateaued it is, how dull it is. So when you make a film now and you take the same grandeur with it, you have the same build-up, the same like awe-inspiring music and sweeping vistas and the slow reveals, and we're not going to show you the dinosaur yet. Let me guess, it looks like a fucking dinosaur. Yeah, the most unsuspenseful reveal in Jurassic Park, the first one. It's like, oh, I can't wait till we see the T-Rex, and oh, what's in that? They ate the cow. The Velociraptors. That's going to be. It was all revealed because no one's ever seen it before. We've seen 3 fucking movies. We've seen cartoons. We know what they fucking look like. When they're standing there with a glass, like, how come it doesn't come out? We can't see it. It's like, well, we know we're going to see it, and I can bet you anything, it looks like a fucking dinosaur.
Right. It's just numerous films, numerous documentaries. I even just like the sci-fi science channel, things like that. The Walking with Dinosaurs, the IMAX Walking with Dinosaurs. It's been done ad nauseum to fucking
the museum
death.
Now. They got the museum now where you can go and see cavemen riding dinosaurs. It's not new.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, so you can't put, which is just as believable as Jurassic World, mind you. So there's
maybe more.
So yeah, so there, all the reveal is not worth the time and effort.
No.
And when so you're watching it and then like they show the dinosaurs.
Well, you know what
like,
I think they were trying to do.
Let me
Okay, go ahead.
finish the sentence. So when you're watching it and you see like the these herds of dinosaurs sweeping and this music swells like dun 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 dun, you're bored because like, okay, the music's not helping. You're telling me I'm supposed to be awe-inspired and I'm not. I'm just like, all right, dinosaur, we've seen it. That's all. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, you're right. Completely. What I think they were trying to do, and
was Jurassic Park.
Well, I think it obviously it worked for some people because it broke the weekend record, $208 million. They actually came out with the estimate that it came close. I think it was like a 204 or 205 because the Avengers holds the opening weekend record, 3-day weekend record of $207 million. But it ended up beating that. So they duped people enough. I mean, it surpassed the Avengers for total box office of $1.5 billion. But no, let me finish. What I think they were trying to go for, where they're trying to hide the dinosaur, they're just trying to go for that Jaws effect. A lot of movies try it. And this one did it too. They do that. They even showed more of the fucking dinosaur in the actual trailer, so I don't know what they were trying to do in the film, where you don't get to see the fucking thing for 45 minutes or so. They show you in the trailer. Looks like a goddamn raptor. There's like no bones about it. So the reveal at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, it does nothing. Nothing at all. If you can't see that it looks like a velociraptor, then obviously you're the reason why it contributed to $208 million. Maybe you've never seen dinosaurs before in a film.
Yeah. Now, you said duped, and I would disagree with that. I don't think anybody was duped by this film. And I think the success of Jurassic World, following the build-up to it, and then the critical reaction to it, both by audiences and by critics themselves, kind of sums up this weird malaise we've encountered now with big-budget films where, and this is something I personally hit back when Troy came out.
Oh God, fucking
date
Troy.
Myself. Yeah, but
why couldn't they just show the gods in that? That would have been such a better film.
Everybody, let's not get on Troy. Everybody knew going
Troy?
into this that when they made Jurassic World knowing that they were just making Jurassic Park. Everybody that went to see Jurassic World knew they were just going to see Jurassic Park. And even afterwards, if you go to the critics' reviews, I mean, the Rotten Tomatoes, what it was in the 80s or whatever, I think, mostly positive critic review, but all the critical reviews to a certain extent, even the bad ones to a certain extent, would just say, yeah, they made a dinosaur movie and people are going to see a dinosaur movie, and if that's what they wanted to see, then that's the end of it. what else can you say? It's
really, yeah.
And there's nowhere else to go with it anymore when it comes to these big budget films, unless you're doing something that's very anticipated, that hasn't been done on the big screen yet, like the Mad Max remake. Because you're talking about, Thunderdome to this. That's a huge gap. But
God, what is 20 years?
Yeah,
it's a long fucking time.
And something that was never done on like that
well
large
worth
scale.
the wait.
Yeah.
If anyone hasn't seen the new Mad Max film, go see that over this any day of the week.
See it twice. But so I mean, when the next Thor film comes out, it's like, it doesn't matter if it's shitty. It doesn't matter if the story's not that good. It's a Thor film. The graphics are going to be amazing. There's going to be some good. There's going to be some at least decent acting. And even if the story sucks, it's not like you're going to see Citizen Kane. They can't lose with these films anymore, is what I'm saying. So nobody was doing
we've talked
Jurassic
about that
World.
Too.
Yeah,
nothing bombs anymore.
Right. So they delivered exactly what they promised. The problem is they just don't promise anything anymore, and we don't expect anything anymore. And there's a lowering of standards, even as the budgets and the wow factor and the need to impress increases. The expectations get lower.
Yeah, and surprisingly, the budget for Jurassic World was a lot less than I expected. I was expecting it to be in the $250 million range, maybe even closer to $3 billion, just because 150. I mean, it's no slouch, but you know what?
Not at all.
That's pretty goddamn respectable for a summer blockbuster. Usually they throw out everything in the fucking pot for that. And they didn't. Only 150 for this bad boy. So, all right. So the storyline for Jurassic World essentially starts off.
Let me guess. No, sorry. Go ahead.
Essentially starts off with Bryce Dallas Howard, Ron Howard's daughter. She's basically running the park. She is the old man from the first film.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. You forgot the 10-minute build-up about the divorce.
Oh.
The whole plot falls apart if we don't know that these two kids' parents are planning on I've got a virus. All right, whatever.
Good for you.
The whole film is ruined if we don't know that these two kids' parents are eventually possibly going to get divorced. Don't leave that out. The whole thing falls apart.
I'm sorry. You know what? Fortunately, I did forget all about that. I mean, holy shit. Just out of nowhere, this kid's a blubbering mess. I'm surprised he didn't, just lean into his brother's shoulder. My mom and dad are getting a divorce. No, they're not. No, yes, they are. I saw the lawyer phone number, or whatever the fuck it ended up being.
All right. Yeah, because God forbid we just had to deal with two kids running away from man-eating dinosaurs, as opposed, whatever, just dinosaurs.
Well, what it does is it strengthens the bond of the two boys, because they're brothers. That's what they're going for, because they're going to be trapped together soon, being chased by dinosaurs. They're going to be lunch.
Right, and if they didn't take an aside to
What's
talk
wrong with
about
you?
the divorce,
it's like good Christian values.
No, I know. If they hadn't taken time to talk about that divorce briefly in between running for their lives, I never would have gotten the whole bonding thing.
Oh, well, of course not.
Never. And of course, the father's a douche. The father's always a douche.
Oh, yeah.
Can't the mother be the douche? Gotta throw that in there because the mothers are taking the kids to see the movie film. That's why. So.
Oh, of course. I mean, played by Judy Greer, who I like more in Archer.
and I know you forgot it, but I couldn't forget it because after that opening, all I could think of is, why the fuck do I care that they're getting a divorce?
Yeah. Well, I did think of that too. I just says, well, where is this going, and why am I looking at it?
At least in the first film, when they take the time and effort to set up the idea that Sam Neill doesn't like kids, then at least I'm set up for the little chuckles I can have every 15 minutes when he's stuck with two kids. And I can go, every time he doesn't kill one of them. That's great. This has no payoff.
Zero.
Sorry, I'm yelling. You go ahead.
No, it's okay. It's fine. So they throw in that storyline for I can only imagine the only reason why they went with it was because they barely see their aunt, who that character, Bryce Dallas Howard, is realistically the old man from the first film, the guy that owns the park. Because in the first film, he's got 2 grandkids that, you guessed it, they get lost out in the fucking wilderness with the dinosaurs. And then in this film, it's her nephews who get lost out in the fucking wilderness with the dinosaurs. And each one of them spends the whole film worrying about them, trying to get them back, shit like that. She's in charge of the park. He owns the park. He's in charge of everything in Jurassic Park. And she's the opposite of him in Jurassic World. But and the thing is, she's a workaholic. They arrive. She puts an assistant with them. I mean, there's this whole storyline that I don't even say build up. It's not even good enough to say it builds up to that.
Well, all right.
They run away because they're bored. Because
everything with that is just the reasons they give for why these 2 kids are unattended in the park when everything happens. Right. That's all. It's all an excuse to get up to that point, and I get that from a storytelling standpoint. Yeah,
but the film could probably have been a half an hour shorter or 20 minutes shorter.
Fuck yeah.
If they decided to make, that whole build up a little bit tighter. The kid, the oldest kid is like 15 or 16. Obviously, he's old enough to be the guardian of his little brother. They didn't need an assistant, popping gum and, always on the phone, just wearing sunglasses, just chaperoning them. Didn't need it.
No,
it would have been equally as what they were going for when they get lost. It would have been equally the same amount of tension if there wasn't the panicking chaperone when she loses them. Oh, I haven't seen them all day. Well, why didn't you make that phone call hours ago?
You know what else would have made this film a half an hour shorter?
What's that?
They got rid of that entire dialogue sequence in the observation room of the Megasaurus's place. That first scene where she's talking with the owner.
Oh, the new owner.
The whole thing in hushed tones. Where
that's his acting style. I mean, from fucking Life of Pi.
I don't care. It's 10 minutes of fucking acting style. That's the problem. And it's 10 minutes of exposition that we don't need about dinosaurs. All right, we already know they make dinosaurs. That was established. So they're talking about, we had the dinosaur, we built it, we put a cage, dinosaur. Move on. We've already set this up. We have 3 movies, 2 of which you're ignoring, that set this up. We don't need exposition.
Right, and then Chris Pratt's character, they show him training velociraptors, and as you watch that scene, I'm sure that's not going to come in later. Really? Yeah, he's like the fucking velociraptor whisperer. Yeah, that's not going to come into play later. Stop it now.
Every time I saw Chris Pratt, all I could think was, Guardians of the Galaxy made more sense than this.
Yeah. Well, when I saw it, I'm like, man, I wish Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was this summer.
Vincent D'Onofrio should have called him Star-Lord at least one point. That's all I'm saying.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was some hidden Guardians of the Galaxy thing that I missed.
Speaking of Vincent D'Onofrio,
I think there was actually just like a wording or the way something was said referred to him in Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't take notes for it because I just it's a popcorn movie and I don't have a pad and pen when I do that.
Speaking of Vincent D'Onofrio, is anything in this film sadder than watching Vincent D'Onofrio act in this movie?
Probably not, but probably not to him. Only probably to us because we know what he's capable of. People that go to see this realistically don't know what he's capable of. They haven't seen even Men in Black, for Christ's sakes. I mean, he's great in that.
Even in the Law and Order series he was in. Which one was that? Special Victims?
Was that SVU? SVU.
No, it wasn't SVU.
It wasn't SVU?
It was one of the other ones, yeah. But he was fucking...
Could have just been Law and Order. Might not have had a title to it. It could have just been Law and Order.
No.
It might not have had one of the titles, the monikers.
No. It was a specific show. I could look it up if I cared. I probably will now, because we talked about it for more than a minute. But, I mean, he's fucking brilliant. And...
He's a great actor. It's a paycheck. That's all it is. It's a paycheck.
Criminal Intent. Law and Order, Criminal Intent.
Fine. Okay, good. You got there before me. No, it's just a paycheck.
Yeah,
And
it's a paycheck, but for Chris Pratt, you're like, okay, I get it. It's a leading role paycheck. I hold no bones against you playing this role. For Vincent D'Onofrio, I was like, oh man,
well,
really? You're playing
let
the
me tell you,
baddie
it's
and
funny.
not a good baddie?
Yeah, it's funny what you said about Chris Pratt. It's a paycheck. Chris Pratt, his record for movies that he starred in as far as box office is through the fucking roof. Everything that he's in is like $1 billion maker at this point. He can't go wrong. He is the proverbial opposite
Of
from Taylor Kitsch.
Taylor Kitsch.
Taylor Kitsch has managed to ruin True Detective. The man could not catch a fucking
What?
break.
You're kidding me.
The new I've only seen 2 episodes, and so far, unless it turns me around, so far I'm like, huh? That's a whole different podcast altogether. But it's like Taylor Kitsch is in it, and I'm like, you motherfucker, you better stay away from everything else I like, you bastard, because it just seems if he gets his hands on it, it's fucking ruined.
Well, it's not his fault because he doesn't do anything wrong. I don't think he's a bad performer.
No, it is his fault because
he's
the bad aura. The bad aura follows him into the film or whatever project he's on. He steps on the set and it's like, oh shit.
He could have done the Chris Pratt role easy. He said, depends on what kind of dinosaur they cooked up in that lab. Do it. But you can do it.
I'm not going to do it. Stop asking me to do it. So, but it just Chris Pratt is he's the opposite of Taylor Kitsch.
Margarita her.
Burrito.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, Kitsch's films, I mean, the budgets on them have been, I mean, what did John Carter of Mars, that was like $300 million movie.
Which I liked. I didn't think it was that bad.
I know when we reviewed it, I
was surprised. I was ready to hate it.
Well, you liked it. I thought it was so. I own it. So that tells me what? I don't know. I have children. Children like shit like that. So, but no, in the end, I've seen it a couple of times. John Carter is actually a decent film. He's got bad luck. He's got bad luck. I don't know what else he's working on, but just expect every single thing to fail.
Kiss of death. I hope he's in the next Mockingjay, whatever.
You know, it'd be hilarious if they did put him in the next Jurassic Park and it bombed because everyone has seen this one and they're like, I'm not taking this shit anymore. That would be fucking great.
If he dies in an accident, it was not an accident. Let's just put that out right now.
You think it's some disgruntled producer?
I think like if the director casts him, the producer can't get him to change his mind. It's like, you're not going to ruin my fucking film. Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Anyway, so same story in Jurassic World as Jurassic Park. We have a park full of dinosaurs. Something goes wrong. Dinosaurs escape. Panic ensues.
You know what movie he's going to be in?
What?
He's going to be in the American version of The Raid.
Oh!
Oh, yes. It's just been announced, even though rumored is in parentheses. You know they're only doing that because they tried to hide that for as long as they could.
They already made the American version of The Raid. It's called Judge Dredd.
No, it's called The fucking Raid because it's directed by an American. Okay? I'm sorry you fucking people don't like to read your movies. Stop it now. Fuck.
Hey, when are they gonna do American version of Brotherhood of the Wolf?
Yeah, right. God, I remember when that trailer came out. Oh my God, there was not a single line of dialogue spoken, but the trailer looked great.
My boss
it's a really good movie too. Oh, did he?
My boss went to that movie, and he was one of the people in the audience you heard when the first subtitle went up. What the hell's that? Illiterate motherfucker.
He serves you right, you bastard. You should do a little fucking homework before you go see the movie. Shit.
Well, what's the best is the first 10 minutes of that film, there's no dialogue either. They don't give you enough time to go see another movie. You're with trailers and stuff, you're a good 20 minutes deep into that film before you realize there's subtitles. Yeah.
And you know what? By that point, if you haven't enjoyed what's on the screen, At that point, you should not care.
Yeah.
Seriously, at that point, you should be like, you know what? That first 20 minutes was fucking amazing. All right, bring them on. Bring on the subtitles. Bring it on. We just got
fucking Americans.
Yeah, well, we got on our other podcast, Strangers in a Strange Land. Somebody had mentioned that we call people stupid. They listen to one episode and we call people dumb, and our world is crashing in just as fast as whatever. Blah blah blah. It's like, you know what? It's the truth, though. Well, we got a lot of dumb people in our country, in the world.
Their problem with Strangers is because they said it was ironic that we complained about people being stupid, but then dropped an F-bomb.
Whoa!
Because smart people don't swear. Yeah.
I would just push that person towards Bill Hicks comedy.
I would just push that person into a wall.
A wall would be good. A wall would be appropriate.
Just push him down and make him cry.
The problem is everyone has an opinion. That's the problem. Everyone technically should have an opinion, but they don't utilize it the right way sometimes.
The problem is that they're not good opinions. That's the problem. Now, speaking of opinions, what's your opinion of Jurassic World, sir?
I thought it sucked. What?
But now, there's nothing to talk about for the basic of the film. And there's been so many people. You can just Google. You can go to YouTube and just search for like Jurassic Park and Jurassic World similarities. There's like tons of videos of people talking about it for 20 minutes. So I mean, kind of
no. Well, we just needed to bring it up just to bring it up.
No. I'm not saying you shouldn't. But what I'm saying is, let's just move on to specific complaints, really detailed complaints that we have about the film.
Okay.
I'm going to start with the fat security guard. They're in the dinosaur pit, and so they show the fat security guard sitting behind the desk. Say, "You want to get that?" I said, "Huh?" And I was like, "Oh, this guy's gonna fucking die." Why? Because he's fat.
Yeah, he's basically the lawyer from the first film. I know we said we weren't going to do that, but that's his character.
Well, just like in the first film, the fat kid was the one that we terrorized, but then the little Nazi wet dream skinny kids, those are the ones we were okay with. So this one, let's get the fat security guard. And as you said, the minute that motherfucker starts running, you know he's dead.
Totally dead. The second he walked into frame, you knew he was the Star Trek character with the blue shirt. Or is it red?
The fat blue
I
shirt.
forget. I'm not a big
Red
Star
shirt.
Trek fan.
Red
it's
shirt,
a red shirt, right? They
don't have
blue.
to be. It's like cultural at this point. Red shirt, yeah.
Okay.
That's one of the things that pissed me off. And again, this is a film that goes out of its way to explain shit that doesn't need explaining because we all get the idea that they're dinosaurs.
Right.
Now another thing that you want to jump in with something?
Yeah, sure. How about the two kids in that bubble thing? All right, just like whatever the fuck that is. Everyone else has been called back, and they're like, "Nah, let's just hang out. Let's go off-road." It's like, wait a minute. It's an emergency. It's not like they said everyone should come back. We're going to give you fucking cookies and milk. It's like, no, there's a problem. You need to come back. Now, that's not so much a critique. I mean, that could happen in any film. But the way they're going with this film, anything that they do past just, mom and dad are getting a divorce, everything is just hypersensitive. It's like you notice things more when you immediately start. At least this is what happens with me. When I immediately start to dislike a film, I hate everything. Mom and dad divorce, chaperone, the fucking aunt being the old guy character from the first film. Then they go off-roading, and it's like, come on back. No, let's not do it. It's like, fuck you. You deserve to be eaten, you little cunts. Sorry. I just gave us our explicit rating like 10 times.
Good.
Didn't someone complain a while ago that they said that your show has an explicit rating, but you didn't swear once in the last episode? And then the next episode we're just like fuckity fuck cunt.
Sometimes we forget. It's not easy to remember everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Holly and I do the same. I told you, we get into like that battle where we notice things more because we're trying to be the first person that spots weird things. I know that whole thing with the ball. The first thing she pointed out was like, wait a minute. This is like a nature preserve. These dinosaurs around, and they're a lot. They can control those balls, and they didn't anticipate somebody ramming the dinosaurs with them.
Right. Oh, and the other thing
Really?
that I thought of, I was like, you know what? They don't have like an auto return. It's like, yeah, fucking you asshole, you can't go off-roading. No, you can't. We're bringing the ball back. We're bringing it back ourselves.
Yeah, there should be like at least something underground that guides it so you can only go within a certain level. No, they're just going to let you freewheel and like run over whatever. Yeah, because it's not like they're. What the fuck? And by the way, again, the fact that they have to put the video in the thing to tell us what it's made out of. You know what? I kind of guessed that the glass ball they're in might be dinosaur proof since they're putting kids in it amongst dinosaurs.
Yeah, right.
That much I'm assuming.
And then, of course, Jimmy Fallon on the screen. Obviously, they're going for... again, with the similarities, I'm sorry. But they're going for Robert Altman's character when he does the whole little... the video with himself. You know, that whole interaction. They're just trying to be quirky and funny, and they're trying to make it like... If you go to a theme park, you do see shit like that. So that's what they were going for. Does it work? No.
I think it's very ironic that they can make us believe that dinosaurs walk the earth, but they can't make Jimmy Fallon funny.
I don't think he's that bad.
He's not funny in the fucking least. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm saying he's not funny.
From what I understand, I never really watched late night talk shows.
Anything I've
From what I understand, his late night talk show is doing well.
That's great. That doesn't mean anything. All I know is every time I've seen him, I've never laughed.
Not even in Whip It?
In what? I've never seen Whip It.
The one with Drew Barrymore with the roller girls?
I know which one you're talking about. I have not seen it.
Good movie. He's actually pretty decent in it. He doesn't have a large part, but anyway.
Hey,
you might find him funny in that, is all I'm saying. That might be your movie, your gateway to Jimmy Fallon being funny.
If it is, it'll be because he's acting and not trying to be funny. Because he's not funny. It's like, what's his name? Never mind, I can't even get into it. But no, he's not fucking funny, and he's not fucking funny in Jurassic World. Now, guess what reminded me of Jaws 3 in this film?
Lou Gossett.
He wasn't in this movie.
No, I know, but you're talking about his character, like with Bryce Dallas Howard being ignorant to everything? No?
Almost.
Okay,
the whole lot, the old spiel of with Chris Pratt, hey, you know that expert we pay all that money? Let's bring him in, ask him his expert opinion, and then ignore him.
Yeah, they did that.
That's what all good corporate people do. We hire experts and then say, nah, I'm going to go with what I think. It's just like, did I see this coming? Of course I did. Do we have to do it for like another whole 15, 20 minutes until people start listening to the expert that we hired?
Speaking of that, here the next thing that pissed me off. Actually, this will give me 2 in a row, and then you get 2. Whatever you want to do, I don't care.
Whatever. I'm not counting.
Vincent D'Onofrio's, we're just going back and forth. Vincent D'Onofrio's character, where they have to militarize it. Why does they always have to militarize it? They want to use the velociraptors for basically dogs of war. It just, why does it always have to go that way? They just it's annoying that just every fucking film they want to figure out how they can use it and militarize it.
Now, here's the question, though. But they didn't do that with any other Jurassic Parks, did they?
No, I'm just talking about the fact that they even used it.
Well, it's horrible because it doesn't make any sense because anybody, if that was the case, they'd be doing that now with, like, I don't know, dogs. And all you think is like they saw Day of the Dolphin and thought, wait, hold on, we can go with this.
Yeah.
It's just, what the fuck? Any military person would decide, yeah, we're going to take wild animals. Well, we can't control that. Okay, next. It doesn't make any sense on a basic level, and we're going to buy it in this film because, well, they're trained, so it would make so much sense to send them in their, enemy territory.
I keep saying Robert Altman, and it's Richard Attenborough, so I apologize. I'm sure everyone that knows that's now mad at me is just breathed a sigh of relief.
That's Sir Richard Attenborough, sir.
Yes. Sorry. I'm usually very good with names. I'm usually very good with that shit as far as remembering. But I have children now.
Blame your kids. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's why I have them. Who else am I going to blame? Anyway. But no, it's yeah.
Oh, and this film makes so many homages to the first one that
it's you lose track.
I'm physically angry after the first hour. Like when they find the original
the
visitor center with there's the banner.
With the Jeep and all that.
Oh, there's the headlamps he wore. Oh, there's the Jeep they drove in. Fuck you! Come on! Really?
They even get one of those Jeeps running. It's been there for 20 years, maybe longer. I don't know what the time frame between the two movies are. Well,
they swapped the battery out.
Actually, I think it's a decade or 12 years. I think it's in that range between the first film and this movie. I think it's somewhere like that. But even so, it's been there a long-ass fucking time. I left my fucking SUV in my wife's grandfather's carport for a month, and the fucking brake pedal snapped off when I went to go get it. So, no, I'm not believing that that's going to still work, just like it did in the first film. I'm sorry. I had to fucking put that shit in neutral and push it to the fucking curb because I was donating the car. I couldn't even drive it to the end of the driveway because it was in a carport for a month. No, I'm not buying it.
I'm going to switch gears and talk about something I did like in the film.
What did you like?
I'm watching the first half of the film where they keep going to.
I like Bryce Dallas Howard. I like her.
Oh. Well, yeah, okay.
Cute
I
little
guess.
Redhead. You know, I am the redheads. Come on.
Yeah. All right, let's keep this. Let's tone it down. Now, she keeps going on and on during the first half hour of the film about,
I didn't go anywhere near toning it down. So, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Oh, that's my redhead texting me.
That's good.
Oh God! All right.
Glad you have to turn on. What?
No, the mayor's coming home with the kids, and she wants to help me put them to bed.
But we're recording.
I understand that.
Okay.
So maybe they'll come down and pay a visit to everyone on the show.
Oh, good. Okay, let me get to my point.
Yeah, go for it.
Bryce Dallas Howard, she spends the first half hour of the film talking about how the audiences demand, the visitors, we did test polling, and they demand new dinosaurs, the new creative things. They're bored with just regular dinosaurs, so we have to create these new ones. And all I can think about is this is such a glaring reference to this film itself,
right?
That I would almost put money on the producers and the money people not noticing it, and the writers fuck all of you. Yeah, this is in here, and not catching on, because there's no way that the writers wrote that into the screenplay and didn't think to themselves, "Oh my, we're talking about ourselves."
Right. Yeah. You're right.
It's bad. Even down to the part with, oh look, we'll create these new dinosaurs and it'll fuck everything up, because that's all this does. It fucks everything up.
That's it. I mean, if it wasn't gonna fuck shit up, it'd be, dare I say, even more boring. It's like, yes, everything's going swimmingly. Stocks are up, attendance is up, and we've just made 7 new dinosaurs. Everyone's happy.
No,
the end.
What I mean is,
I know what you mean.
It fucks up the film. It fucks up because it's a bad movie now, because it's a cheesy plot gimmick.
Of course.
Now, speaking of film references,
yes.
The whole thing with the shark being eaten by the dinosaur.
Oh yeah, they did that. It was at the end of the movie. You have these.
No, it was the beginning. It was the beginning.
Oh, the shark. The shark.
The
yes.
shark. The shark.
I'm thinking of Sharknado that was on last night. Hey guys.
What's that?
How you doing? These are my children, everyone.
Uh-oh.
Daddy,
say hi to everybody. We're live. You got chocolate over your face.
I know, because
Did you have ice cream?
No, I didn't.
I'm recording my live show that I do once a week.
Look, Why?
I've been asking myself the same thing.
We've been asking ourselves that for 5 years.
It can't broke apart. Look.
It can't broke apart?
No, it can't broke.
Are you in kindergarten yet?
No.
No? Well, they'll take care of that. Don't worry.
Hey, do they like Jurassic
Say
World?
hi to Uncle Scott.
Hi, Uncle Scott.
Ask them if they like Jurassic World.
Did you like Jurassic World? with the dinosaurs? Why are you saying yes? You never saw it.
Hi.
I thought they saw it.
No. It's PG-13. I got a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Child.
What? Oh.
For old daddy?
This is a microphone. Can you say hi to everybody?
Hi, buddy.
Hi, Baba. Are you ready to go back upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have fun today? What happened to your arm? Yeah? You're fine. All right, guys. Daddy loves you. Goodbye.
Bye.
See you tomorrow morning. Okay. Close the door when you go up. Okay? Okay. Pay attention and hold the railing. Okay. Bye. Sorry about that. My children love me. What could I say? I'm very lucky. Some children hate their fathers. If I took them to see Jurassic World, they probably would hate me. So I'm just keeping the love alive.
But yeah, when they show the shark and the dinosaur eats it, they're like, oh, Steven, fuck you. Really? If you were taking risks like you did back when you did Jaws, maybe I'd give a shit. Maybe I'd care.
Nah, I mean, he was executive producer on this, and given that I still think he produces some decent films and still directs decent movies,
Whatever.
He just knows that this is a moneymaker. I don't think he peered over the script and said, well, you should change this, maybe add this. It's not like what he did with Poltergeist, which is what got us, this fucking crazy circle of movies that we've done. I mean, this is the third Steven Spielberg movie, if you want, a franchise that we've reviewed in a row. We did Poltergeist, Venom. We did Venom because Toby Hooper, but it just, he's not looking at that anymore. He's got no creative input in this. I guarantee it. He's like, you're going to put a few dinosaurs there. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. Okay, have at it. If he did, Jurassic Park 3 would have been better than it was.
Well, what creative input can you put into something like this, where we know all we're doing is trying to figure out excuses to have the dinosaurs do things, and then we have to have the third act twist, and we have to have the evil human element, and we have to have the ironic death of the bad guy. Sorry, Vincent. And we have to have the setup for the sequel. Get quick, take those embryos and get off the island. And we've got to have the of course we have to have the T-Rex from the original show up, because why not?
Yeah, more teeth. The fact that she did that, her brainstorm when she spoiler, I guess, at the end of the movie.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit?
The end of the film, this velociraptor dinosaur, it pretty much has them cornered, in the part of the island, the park, and her brainstorm idea is to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to release the T-Rex, and they're going to fight it out. Good night, buddy. And the thing is, that's their great idea. All right? So
it works.
Well, but no matter how you cut that, they still have a dinosaur as a problem. One is loose, so you let loose another one. So now you got two dinosaurs loose. Even if one dies, you still got one dinosaur that's a problem. They got this T-Rex behind a fucking giant, barricade, and it's like, okay, I've done my thing. I'm gonna just go back there now. No, they got a loose T-Rex.
Their defense, I think they were just trying to create enough of a disturbance so they could get the fuck out of that little market square. In their defense, so in that case, it worked.
Okay.
I'll give you that.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think they could have. I think the Velociraptors were creating enough of a distraction that they could have did the same thing.
Here's where I call bullshit and no-go on them not recognizing the second and third film.
Okay.
They do the whole spiel with the Velociraptors talking to each other.
Right.
Which was set up in the third film. You can't steal from the third film and then say, but that's not part of the storyline. No, you don't get to pick and choose. It's all or nothing.
And I'll tell you what, I guarantee they're gonna have a box set with all the movies. Oh, you're gonna think of the movies then, aren't you? You
Of
fucks.
course, because yeah.
Because you're going to make money on 4 movies instead of 3.
I honestly, you know what? I actually wonder if they won't do that. If they will just do Jurassic Park and Jurassic World together. Because really,
You mean
what's
like
the demand
in a box
for
set?
Yeah.
No way. No way.
I would.
That's a lost opportunity.
No, they might do both, but I guarantee they'll do one with just Park and World. I think that's definitely what they'll do.
It's possible, and they might do a couple.
They made,
how hard is it to shrink wrap 2 movies and 4 movies? Like, for real.
But they were so vocal on, 2 and 3 don't count. 2 and 3 aren't part of this. They were so vocal about that it's like it wouldn't make any sense if they didn't do something like that.
It's like what Disney is waiting to do with the new Star Wars films that they're making. J.J. Abrams is doing Episode 7. And now, I like J.J. Abrams enough that I'm going to give it a shot.
Same here.
I'm going to hold off on shitting on it until I actually see it.
Then I'll shit.
I think he's probably a big enough Star Wars fan from what I've read and seen that at the very least he's not going to fuck it up. It'll be good. What they do after him, if he decides to continue directing episodes 8 and 9, but what I think they're going to do, and I'll fucking quote me on this, put money on it if you want, they don't have the original trilogy, episodes 4, 5, and 6, in Blu-ray, the original cut. They don't have those. They only have the special edition garbage that Lucas did. Right. So what I have a feeling that they're going to do is, now that Disney owns it, not Lucas, Disney can do whatever the fuck they want now. They're going to remaster the original theatrical cuts of the first 3 films, and they're going to have like this 9 movie box set, guaranteed. It'll take another 10 years for it to happen, but that's what they're going to do.
Oh, eventually, yeah.
If they're smart, they'll do it now so that they can sell that, because that will be the biggest selling box set in history, because people have been waiting fucking forever for HD of the original theatrical cut. And sell it now so that when these 3 films are done, sell it again. That's what fucking Lucas did. That's how he made his billions.
Oh, sure. He turned the color knob up and resell them.
Fucking douchebag.
Can I cut in with something that might be construed as a little racist?
Go for it.
The whole black guy thing.
Oh, his partner?
Let me clarify this for a bit. And this happens a lot in films, and I'm not necessarily saying it's wrong, but it's just as it's just as cliche as the fat guy. The minute you see him, oh well, we know he's gonna die. The minute they show the black guy with the non Anglo-Saxon accent, with Chris Pratt, and he's like the wise man. He's like, oh, the white man and nature don't get along, and I don't even know what accent that was. Just ignore me. It's
maybe
just
Jamaican, South African.
Yeah, I'm talking about the one I just did.
Oh,
he's
the one
French.
you did.
Yeah, he's French, but I don't know if that's what he was going for in the film. But just that whole thing where you have, especially in a safari type situation, kinda. It's almost like the white hunter black heart thing, and then you've got him there. Oh, the white man, they always come and militarize the animals. It always happens. It's a little too blatant for me, and it goes unremarked upon. I thought, I just think it's lazy writing. Just
well, what else are you gonna expect? They probably banged out this script in a month.
And of course, Chris Pratt, he's like the expert, and then the guy's like his Friday.
Yeah.
It's like, this is how nature really works. The white man doesn't understand. You're more like us. You know the ways. You're not the real white man. And again, white people are evil. I'm not saying they're not. That bothered me for some reason, even though I was annoyed when people reacted to the second film with Jeff Goldblum, where they kept coming out and going, they don't explain why his daughter's black. And I'm thinking, do you need an explanation? Guessing he fucked a black girl.
Yeah, exactly.
I assume that.
The fact that an explanation was demanded makes it racist.
That's
He's
like
sleeping with a black person? A person of color? Yeah,
we need
and
backstory. Say what? You want to gossip? What the fuck is this
yeah,
about?
the person that went out and said, "Why the hell is she black?" I'd love to see their reaction when it was the gay marriage was passed across this country as now legal. Their head probably exploded.
No, their reaction. They didn't like it. Yeah.
Well, it's like you ignorant bastard.
Well, that's like remember when the first Hunger Games came out, and you had all these fans of the book complaining, "Oh, why'd they make that one character black? Would they try to just get black audiences?" Blah, blah, blah. And then like all the people that were actually smart came out. It was like, it says in the book the character's black. What the fuck are you talking about? It just only mentions, but it only mentions it once because that's not what the character was about.
Right.
Oh, fucking Americans.
Yeah, and we get shit on for calling people stupid.
Well, only because we cursed when we did it.
Fucking stupid people.
Different podcast.
A different podcast. It's a whole different.
But anyway, I mean that
outrage.
whole thing. Again, nothing against Omar Sy or his acting or the character itself, but it's just another one of those so cliched segments of this movie. But again, no one cares. You know what I love about this film is the fact that I was able to help you hate it more. we're messaging back and forth, and Joey says,
I think I came in pretty strong with the hate. I think I.
No, you did, but I upped it because you just came in and said, yeah, I'm tired of all these memes about the guy with the margaritas. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
So I do a quick Google search and I come back and Joey, it's Jimmy Buffett. He's like, motherfucker, really?
And I think I came back with, I don't think it's possible for me to care even less. It's like, it's Jimmy Buffett, really. It's fucking Jimmy Buffett. Fucking Margaritaville. Fucking Cheeseburger in Paradise. Fuck him. Fuck him and his two-fisted margaritas. And fuck the guy that thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, that's the thing that gets me is like someone's like, it got so kind of in-jokey that somebody's like, hey, yeah, my friend's Jimmy Buffett. You know what we should do? We should let him do a walk, like a bat cameo in the background, and have him saving his margaritas from the pterodactyls. It's like, yeah, no, that'll up the legitimacy of the film. But that's just it. There is no
just meme after fucking meme after meme. Just clickbait.
Easy there. Dial back from that. Let's go. Jurassic World.
Okay. Calm Blue Ocean. Blue Ocean.
What I like about that though is for me it illustrates what everybody seems to have acknowledged and ignored and let pass on this fourth film that no one would ever acknowledge when I talked about it in the first film, is that the first film is a piece of shit. It is not a good movie. It is cheesy, poorly written, slapped together, cliche, by the numbers. It's just fucking beautiful.
With all of that, I still like the first film. It is part of my... I can't say it's part of my childhood. I was fucking 16 when I saw it. But I did see it in a theater. I did enjoy it in a theater. I have this soft spot for the movie, even though everything you said is right. You know, I can't contest any of that.
I'm not saying you can't enjoy it, but like if you tell people the first film was crap, no one, people reject that. You tell people you say the thing about Jurassic World, now everybody's like, yeah, I know, but the dinosaurs.
Right. That's what they'll disagree with the first, but they can't. They'll agree with you with the latest, and what I think people have, like me, I have an attachment to the first film. I enjoy it, but I don't disagree with anything you said. But you're right. People will. Right. They have an attachment to the first film. Yes, you're not always wrong. They haven't. Sure. They have an attachment.
All right, Robert Altman.
I corrected myself.
I know. Good for you.
Hey, my drink's empty. Shit.
I brought more.
You brought more. Oh boy. Well, that's melted ice. That's good enough.
Well, I was out of gin, and I realized, wait a minute, I have this whole nice big bottle was waiting for me.
Oh,
so
nice Maker's Mark. No more gin. Oh, so you're not going to be mean then.
I ran out. I gotta go. I have to go on a gin run.
Oh, okay.
It goes faster than you think.
Yeah? Sure. Gin makes a man mean. But no, they have this attachment to the first film, but you're right. You can't say anything bad because they push past it, and anything you say, even if it's valid, no, you're wrong. That's just the way they are. What are you gonna do? It's just the way they are. There are a lot of elements from the first film that I like, even though I know they're like you said, cliched and poorly written. I still like it.
Jeff Goldblum. That's pretty much my saving
Jeff Goldblum. Well, Sam Jackson as the computer programmer, which is the most unlikely role. Period. There's no world, no realm, no alternate reality where I will ever believe Sam Jackson is a computer programmer. But the only thing realistic about that is just now on his computer screen, he had a bottle of Jolt Cola. That's about as real as that got.
I think what I like about that is, I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure if you watch that film, they don't put like tech jargon in his mouth. They let Newman get all the tech jargon, and then Samuel is like, "Yeah, we'll throw the switch, we'll reboot it. It'll work fine." Like, there's no technical stuff coming out of his mouth, because that would like break the illusion. Like, no, there's no way he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, he does. He does ghetto code. I mean, it's just like every other movie. Ghetto code. He just types reboot system, and it does. Just like I'm talking about Sam Jackson.
You're talking like every 80s film that involved computers where they had no idea what
I was just going to say, it's like, Tron or any other film we've reviewed that has computer technology where it's like you literally type anything, like Richard Pryor in Superman 3, where he basically types, kryptonite, sector, whatever, bring home, or whatever he types, and it's like, oh, yeah, we'll just deliver that to you.
Like when he figures out how to steal all that money, is like obtain half cents. Like, done. It's like, that's all I had to do was tell it to do that.
They just made it up as they went along. Because you know what? They're screenwriters. They're not computer programmers. They're not nerds of any kind. They can write a book. They can write a script. They don't know shit about computers. Computers, they were new in the 80s. Technical jargon. They didn't have a consultant on there that said, yeah, what you're typing there, that's not going to work. I know it's 1983, but come on.
I'm not going to learn DOS to write this. Fuck you.
Wait, I type things and then it happens, right? No, that's actually not what happens.
I have a confession. I still have not seen the Tron the sequel.
I have. I liked it.
Okay,
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it, but there's... Go ahead.
I still can't wrap my head around a Tron sequel that takes place in modern day, because with the original Tron, I can watch it and think, okay, they had no idea what computers do, so they can talk about having users and RAM and this, and just none of this makes sense because they're in like these 1980s boxes with big towers and whatever, and that's fine. I haven't seen it, so I have no idea how they do it, and I'm like afraid to, because I was like, how do you translate that to the internet and like iPods and shit? You can't fucking do it. It only works in a 1980s clueless standpoint.
Right, and everything's been upgraded. All the special effects, all the graphics are.
I'm not talking special effects. I'm
I know what you're talking about, but I'm talking about just the transition from the first film to the sequel. The sequel, in all intents and purposes, should just look just like the first film. It should, because he goes back to that world. That world.
It's a new world, but they're new computers. That's what I'm saying. And the rules made more sense when no one knew what computers did. But now that everybody knows how computers work, right. It makes Tron does not make it work in the least, even from a fantasy standpoint. And
what's his face? Jeff. Why can't I?
Bridges.
Jeff Bridges. Thank you. Jesus Christ. Man, I'll tell you.
Robert
Altman. Yes. What they do in the film that I don't like is Jeff Bridges is in that world. Okay, like he's stuck there. That's where he
CGI the young Jeff Bridges.
They
right?
CGI the young Jeff Bridges, and it looks horrible. It really does. It looks very bad. It doesn't look believable in the least. It really doesn't. I think they would have had more success if they shot all of Jeff Bridges' scenes with the long hair and the beard as an older man, and then simply cut his hair short, shave the beard, and had him play the alternate character.
But
I think that would have worked better.
But we have CGI, Joey.
Yeah, and $150 million budget, which, you know what, for the budget they had, his fucking head, completely CGI'd, should have looked a lot better. It really should have. But, I mean, his entire frame is CGI. It's not even like they took his body and they CGI'd, a head on it like they did in fucking Kung Pao, which worked way better.
Sure.
And that movie's from 2002. So, no, it's things like that annoyed me with the sequel. Other than that, I thought it was okay. They set it up for for another sequel too, which they never got around to doing. It's on my Plex server. You should check it out before you go and download it.
I should get around to watching it. Yeah.
And speaking of Plex,
the hologram
I love it.
The hologram dinosaur bothered me too.
Yeah.
Just because the minute you see it, it's like, oh, that's going to distract the dinosaur in about an hour and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, everything's a fucking setup. No, and the thing is too, it just too many similarities, bad script, homages. It's okay when a film does it, maybe once or twice, but it literally does it through the entire movie.
It's almost a kind of a cop out where it's like, all right, no matter what we do, everyone's going to know this is a rehash of the first one, so let's just keep throwing the first one in there, and if we keep referencing it enough, then anytime anybody references it, it'll look like, they're just nitpicking because we already did. It's like, they're going to do it anyway, so let's just do it to the death, so by the time the full movie's over, you're so sick of it that you don't even want to mention it.
Right. You know what would be an original idea? If they took a Jurassic Park film and made it rated R. Fucking thrill me. Fucking wow me. Like, for real. Have a dinosaur rip someone's guts out and let's see it. You know what I mean? It'll be the same fucking thing, but at least you'll get to see something new for once.
All right.
All right. You know what other scene pissed me off? Since we're pretty much done, and we'll review it in a second. But the other thing that pissed me off is when they have the crew that goes in to try and take down the Velociraptor or whatever it's called, the Indominus Rex or whatever the fuck it's...
Indominus Rex.
Indominus Rex. They basically have all of their life monitors hooked up to them, and like a video game, one by one, beep, after the fucking the Rex kills them, beep.
It's called the Aliens effect.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, except that you get to see them on a board. It's like Bob and George and Simmons. They're all on this board, and one by one, they all flatline because they're being killed or eaten by the Rex. It's like, enough already.
I think that what they should have done with the film, I think the Indominus Rex, whatever, I think the big reveal should have been that they actually spliced a dinosaur's DNA with John Hammond's DNA. And like it was a master race of John Hammond dinosaurs, like with the beard and they all have canes. That would have been awesome.
They all carry a bottle of champagne. I've been waiting to open this. They all talk. I've been waiting to open this. Money's no object. Anyway. Alright, so let's go ahead and rate this fucking thing. Currently on IMDb, it's a 7.3. There's a lot of stupid people out there. They're voting with their fucking hearts. 7.3 out of 10 on 206,000 votes.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's take a look at the demo. This is your part. I don't know why I'm doing
No,
this.
don't do it.
What
are we voting?
7.3? Way too high. 6.
5.
Yeah, 5. I gotta go 5.
Cool, that was quick and easy.
No, I'm not gonna argue with that. What am I, stupid? Yeah, I'm gonna talk up a 6 after shitting on it for the last hour. Yes, Scott, we really should give it a 6 because, it's better than average. No, it's not. It's this first movie. I can't do it. I'll give the first film a 7. I'll fight you on that. But, you know what? I can't do it with this.